4 years after the destruction of the dinosaur island, I'm gonna call it. Now live and hunt alongside humans. Dinosaurs now live and hunt alongside humans all over the world. This fragile balance will reshape the future and determine once and for all where human beings are to remain fine the apex predators on the planet they now share with history's most fearsome creatures. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the review for Jurassic World, Dominion, the stupidness, whatever you want to call it. But we're gonna do like we do it every single time. We're gonna give a one sentence review of Jurassic World 3. Jason, what is your one sentence review of Jurassic World 3?
Jurassic World Dominion, more like Jurassic World dumbasses. Am I
right? Jurassic World 3 thought that locusts was cooler than dinosaurs.
Oh my goodness.
Now, before we jump into our reviews, I want to take a quick second to do an ad real quick.
Man, it's your boy Jim Shoe. Keep it the chip too, but in your face art, man. We make art, we sell art. Thank you guys for watching this video. Just want to let you know that each and every video is sponsored by inyourfaceart.com. You'll be able to check down the link in the description so you can see many of the artworks that we do, designs, t-shirts, posters, customization, all that great stuff. So thank you for joining us, man. Thank you for coming to watch this video.
All right, Jason, what is your review of Jurassic World 3?
Oh man. I did think this could get dumber, and it did. And let's be honest. We watched this movie together in the movie theater, and if you hadn't paid for my ticket, I would have left. I would have walked out. I would have been like, I'm done, because it's just like it's brain numbingly dumb, and that's the problem. And like people are gonna be like, oh, it's just a movie, it's just reaction, blah 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 blah, it's dinosaurs and shit. No, like when Michael Crichton first wrote fucking Jurassic Park, he did his research, all right? He put some thought into it. And the whole point of this thing was, yeah, we are crazy individuals doing this stupid ass thing. They even said it. Ian Malcolm said it. This is dumb. Y'all shouldn't have done this. This is a bad idea. You're going to get people killed. And guess what? We don't care anymore. Now it's like, oh, look at these dinosaurs. It's going to be nice when they're fucking, we're just going to have to live with them. No. Like, you have ruined the world. You have killed off species and murdered people, and it's the black chick was cool. Like there was no need to have the old cast in it. Their storyline was completely like not just redundant, but the person who set them up to do what they were doing could have just done it himself, and had probably had done it easier and made it better and quicker if he had done it himself rather than put these people's lives in danger. The villain of this piece is one-dimensional. Tim Cook is no longer Steve Jobs anymore. It's Tim Cook now, but a Tim Cook knockoff whose plan is asinine at best and completely idiotic at worst. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna, and like there are genetically modified locusts in this. There is one company that controls all the genetically modified things, and they're like, we need proof to prove it's them. Like, no, you don't. Like, where do these giant freaking locusts come from? I don't know. Maybe it's the people who have all the fucking materials and gene splicing shit. You dumb fucks. Oh God. And then we have Owen Grady and Claire, I guess her name is, and the clones story, which is they're trying to get the daughter back, or the clone girl back, as well as rescue the raptor's baby. And the I'm like, no, you should have put a bullet in that raptor. You should have put a bullet in that raptor because it can procreate on its own. And when you saw its baby, you should have put a bullet in its baby too, because they live in some sort of, I guess, in Montana or somewhere in the mountain regions or whatever. And you see a scene where the baby raptor takes on a wolf. Like, wolves are endangered. This is bad, guys. Like, this is not. Oh, look at that cute little fucking guy tearing that wolf apart. That's so cute. Like, this is not good. Like, no, you should kill these things. This is not cool. Like, this is all horrifying. And the problem with this is you took a somewhat smart intellectual like thrill ride and you turned it into this like, let's just all get along. And it's like, this is not how the world works. You should be smarter than this. Like, this movie should be smarter than this, and it's not. And there's this one scene in the fucking it's in the trailer, but it's also in the movie where this guy's on a scooter and there's two. I don't know how he gets there between. It doesn't see the two T-Rexes. That was one behind him and one in front of him, and gets eaten. They're like, look at that dumb fuck. Like, how does that? It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't like. It's like every part in this is like you did it for the spectacle rather than any of it actually logically like connecting to make sense. The characters meet the girl who actually knows what it is, not because any organic way. They just bump into her in the bathroom or some shit. Like the BD Wong's character just like lets the little girl loose inside the fucking facility for no reason, even though she knows she doesn't want to be there. And then like the most egregious part of this is that you find out, and I'm gonna fucking spoil this movie because I don't give a shit about what y'all think. Is that a little girl's mother? That she wasn't a clone of the mother. Well, she was a clone, but her biological mother actually gave birth to her, and then did genetic experiments on her to make sure that she's like doesn't have the same diseases as her mother did, and like everybody's treating this like as this is a good thing. Like that's fucking eugenics, all right, and B, that's also like ethically bad, but it's also immoral. You're like, that's not a good scientist, and we're treating her like she's the best human that ever. No, that is wrong. Like that. I fucking hated this movie. I fucking hated this movie. The black chick was cool though. Go ahead, Jason.
All right. See, this is one of those interesting points where we do this show where me and you agree about the outcome, but differing on how we got to the outcome. So I want to start off by saying all the stuff that you mentioned that you cared about, I don't give a shit about. Because the movie was dumb from the very beginning when it was JP1 to JP2 to JP3. At this point, these people in this world are used to dinosaurs fucking a shit up. So all the ecosystem shit that we talk about, I don't give a fuck about, because at the end of the day, they know what it was. They know what it is. Malcolm goes to these voiceovers about how you're going to fuck up the ecosystem. And that was since part 1. And nobody gave a shit. So at this point, they figured that the ecosystem don't matter. Don't really matter at all. It don't give a shit. I don't care about the ethics of the scientists, even the one that they did try to make a martyr. And everything you said in all your analysis is completely 100% true. And I can't refute any of it. But for me personally, I hate the movie on completely different levels than that. This movie is a freaking abomination. Once again, the biggest disgrace in this movie is that they promote it as you're going to see how the dinosaurs live amongst humans in the world. That shit ain't what you even watch. This movie is about locusts that are engineered, eating all the food supply that is going to eventually eat the food supply that our food eats. So eventually we're going to have a food shortage, and this mastermind company is going to be the one place you got to go to get food because their seeds that they plant, the locusts don't want to eat. That is the movie, guys. Everything up with the dinosaurs is just so you get an action so they can make some woke messaging point about if we don't stop global warming or we don't start over consuming or if we don't stop. That's all this movie is, and they threw dinosaurs in it so they can say, hey, remember Jurassic World? Right? That's it. Yeah. The plot is terrible here. The plot is not even a plot. The plot is, hey, this is the message we're trying to get, and we're going to make a movie around this message that doesn't really connect to this message. That's what we're going to fucking do. Mm-hmm. My biggest accretion of this, and Jason mentioned it, and I'm going to take this. This is Jason's words. I'm just going to use it because he didn't use it this time. The dinosaurs in here do not act like animals. They act like plot devices. They act like things just to move you to the next part of the movie because you got to actually have them chase you to the next part of the movie. That's the only thing they're here for, is for action, set pieces, and plot devices. We went from Jurassic Park 1, with raptors figuring out on the spot over time how to open doors, to raptors now looking like Ghostface from fucking Scream. Not the good rapper, not Ghostface Killer. Talk about Ghostface from Scream. And you know what Ghostface's hallmark is in horror community? Is that he falls over every fucking thing. These raptors fall over every fucking thing. Like, look, ladies and gentlemen, you know how like you're running and you see a wall and you're going to make a turn. Because you're like, oh, it's a wall. I have to turn. And you turn and you go. Maybe you put a hand on the wall to push off to keep going. But
You
in
don't
life,
barrel into the wall.
life has made a thing for animals called tails. And if you watch any 5 minutes of National Geographic about how a cheetah runs, they will tell you that the tail is used to help them maneuver and make sharp turns. Why is that important? Raptors have tails. So you're telling me in all this genetics and evolution, a raptor never learned how to make a quick turn. With all the prey they hunt, no deer ever did a dart to the left and they had to do it. And they didn't just tumble over a tree. Are you fucking kidding me, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, every single raptor in here is the most incompetent thing you've ever seen in your life. These motherfuckers fall. They just run into walls. They run through walls, not because they're trying to be scary, just because they can't figure out a way just to like walk down the hallway. Jesus Christ. Yes.
You say the raptors are incompetent, but the people who think that raptors are a good weapon are even far more incompetent.
Oh, I was going to get there too. So we're already here now. Yes, we're here now. So literally your decision is that I want to use those things as a weapon as mass destruction versus the real weapons of mass destruction, because
like
we have
gun.
this thing called we just have this thing in history where in World War II we bombed someplace and that place still technically hasn't recovered till this day. You can go do your Googles to figure out what that is. It's more effective than a fucking group of raptors. That's all I'm gonna say about that. This is dumb. Also, the whole the light beam thing that they were doing in this movie, I don't know how that even really works, because a lot of times those raptors weren't even in the room and she was shining a light on them and they just knew to attack. You know what? I'm talking about movie stupidity on a level that I shouldn't even go to. Let's just stick to the fact that it's just a stupid movie and things like the new team. You put in a new team of, Chris Owens and blah, blah, blah. They're the worst thing I've ever seen in a movie.
The worst.
I don't know how you made Chris Owens. I don't know how you made Chris Pratt uncharismatic in a movie. Chris Pratt literally spends half the movie doing this.
Stop, dinosaur. And then but it works. Yeah. It's like the dinosaur's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and me and Jason made a joke. Because we made a joke about it, and we're going to say now. Like, maybe the dinosaurs look at him and go, this must be the dumbest technique ever for me not to eat you. And they get confused because they're like, does he really think this is going to work? This dummy. And then by the time they turn back around, he's run away. And they go, oh, he got me. Like, that has to be the technique. That has to be the technique. The dinosaurs are like, is he serious? But every time it fools them, it's dinosaurs in here that we saw in the preview that look really, really dope. They get one scene, and not even like one memorable scene. They just in it for one scene, and it's like, okay, that was it. We had another version of a scary dinosaur that you guys wanted, because you know why? The people who just made this movie really think we are actually the people that went to Jurassic World 1. That we need stronger, faster, more deadlier dinosaurs. Here's a fill you guys in that make these movies. We don't, because you know why? The Raptors were and the T-Rexes were menacing enough when you didn't make them freaking idiots. Once you made them idiots, you needed bigger, faster, stronger dinosaurs, because you made the bigger, faster, stronger dinosaur a freaking idiot. And now don't get me on the Apex Predator battle at the end. They're like, oh, he just teams up with another. Like, this is the second time the T-Rex
are we friends? And they just stop fighting like they're like friends now. Like, and then they kill the big dinosaur and then just like, oh yeah, we're done.
But the issue is, this is the second time. This ain't the first time the T-Rex has done this. It's like, oh, I guess I can't beat him alone. Another Apex Predator helps me out. And like you said, it's like, we cool? Yeah, we cool. So literally, he gets his butt beat and he goes, hey, we need to form an alliance. That Joker, we got to go whoop his ass. So me and you, we here now. And then we're like, oh, okay, I guess we are here now, because I'm the Wolverine dinosaur. And you're the big, strong, I ain't got no arms dinosaur. So your weakness is my strength. So let's join up to beat this dude down. And that happened off screen, evidently, because when they came to go fight, they were in complete unison. Like they made like a tag team move that you see in an Avengers movie to kill the dude. Like as if they were practicing this off screen. Like, yeah, okay, I'm going to push him. And then you do this. And then once you stab him, I'm going to chop his head off. And they're like, yeah, that's going to work. All right, Wolverine dinosaur, get in your position. We're going to get him. And before you get in your position and I fight him, I'm going to make sure I make the T-Rex face from the logo of the movie. So everybody in the audience would go, oh, it's the logo.
There's a T-Rex.
And then we're going to fight. Jesus Christ, this movie's just fucking stupid. All right.
Like,
and
at
then,
what point in this franchise did the T-Rex become like the good guy? Right? Like where everybody's like rooting for the T-Rex. Like he would have killed you too.
Well,
given the opportunity.
Yes, in respect, Jurassic Park 1 did set him up for his face turn. when like they escaped because the raptors are too busy fighting him. Now it wasn't because he was trying to help them; it's just he was looking for a snack. But they did give him a face
these
turn.
are bigger. Let me eat these things.
So in 94, 95, he did get his face turned. So I'll give him that. But I'm like you. They've made him like an Avenger for the good side now. All right, and my last part of this is that it was bad enough about part 2, and I'm gonna have Jason talk about part 2 in a little bit, but it was bad enough for part 2 that you did what you did. How is it that you have 9 quote unquote main like characters and all 9 survive? And not even survive. I don't even think any of them got injured.
Nope, didn't get hurt. Not even an inconvenience.
So how deadly are your dinosaurs that you are trying to train for the army and military that you can't kill 3 old ass people, 3 young and fit people, but actually make dumb decisions, and a child?
One's a child.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. It was 4 old ass people because I found out about the Asian dude that should be in prison for the rest of his life.
He should be hung from the fucking everything that has ever happened, every death that has ever happened in all the Jurassic Park movies are directly related to his doing. And not even like, oh, I created dinosaurs. No, he acted neglectfully and has killed thousands of people. He is worse than Mengele, right? Like, he's just like, I'm just doing science and this is fun. Like, no, you should be in a federal prison, awaiting, in The Hague before they hang you for war crimes, man, for crimes against humanity. Not this awesome ass, he has this awesome ass, like, I'm the only one that can save us. Like, cool, go ahead and kill the giant locusts and then go to prison. And then maybe we'll give you like another year to live before we hang you for all the shit you've done to humanity. Because all the world's fucked up now because of you. And not also to mention all the people that have been killed.
Look. And so
fuck you, BD Wong. Taking this personally.
Once I give my review, people be like, well, Jason, you gave it the review, so it had to be something you liked about it. So I got to fan off because, I just got riled up from how bad this movie was. So people that listen on the podcast, I got a Kleenex facial tissue wiping my face down because I'm sweating because I done got pissed off so bad. All right. The only good thing about this movie, and I'm going to make sure I make this clear so people understand, are the action sets. Not the action itself, because the action itself is shot pretty poorly. It's scenes that don't even really go together in the action, but the action sets. So when I go with action set, I mean, how you watch a Jackie Chan movie. And Jackie Chan's martial arts ability isn't what makes the fights great. It's the sets that he puts himself in that he does the martial arts in. This movie has great action sets. From the ice one, that's a great action set.
Oh, that was cool.
Even the motorcycle chase is a great action set moment. And then Claire messing around with the Wolverine dinosaur. It's a good so all these things have good setups. The action in the stuff is straight garbage, it's booty, because like Jason whispered over in the middle of the movie, how none of these people have a gun yet? Like, none of these people thought like, hey, maybe we should be strapped for this because,
there is a scene where a person in this movie is trapped in a car. There's a raptor trying to get at him. He's in a car. He has a gun. And instead of, putting 15 bullets in a raptor's face at point blank range, which he could have done, which would have killed it, he decides to use the gun to shoot a hatch so he can crawl away. Like,
as if the raptor couldn't just jump on top of the boat, which he didn't do for some reason, and kill both of the people. Anyway. So once again, even that set is a really good set piece in that factory. How they give it the fact that he was in the boat area. Like, again, it's a lot of great action sets in here. Do they use those sets to the best benefits? They're hit or miss. But I do like the fact that they got creative with the fact that, hey, we have this basically destructive wrecking ball, and what places we can put this wrecking ball in to build suspense and build some fun. And that's the only good thing about this movie, because you don't care about the action. Why? Because you don't give a shit about the people here. You don't give a good goddamn. I love Bryce Dallas Howard. I think she's fine. I think she's a really good actor. And it was things I would do to her. But she probably walked into this movie and read that script and said, "This is terrible." She goes, "This movie's terrible. I'm going to phone it in because this is probably the worst acting I've ever seen her." And I have watched, was it the movie with M. Night Shyamalan? I've watched that movie that she's in.
The Village.
She did a better job in that than in this. Like, It was the village, and was she and the other one, Lady in the Water too? Again,
I stopped watching the Night Shyamalan movies.
So it's terrible. Like I said, Chris Pratt is uncharismatic. You do the annoying kid trope, so you can check it off, which is interesting because we're going to have a movie later on in this that actually does a kid character very well. And I was shocked about it because I'm so used to the annoying kid trope. You know, the annoying kid tropes. Hey, you're not my dad, or you're not my mother.
Oh, why can't I go anywhere?
I don't have
you
any
can't
freedom.
go anywhere because if someone finds you, they're gonna lock you up and pull you apart bit by bit. You dumb fuck. Like,
yeah, there's a kid trope. So, all right, I think I've exercised the demons. I'm ready to go to the
Lord
raid.
have mercy.
yes. Let me wipe myself down again. Jason, what are you giving Jurassic World 3 Dominion or whatever it's called?
A -5 out of 5. Fuck this movie.
Wow, man, Jason gave it. Yeah, I thought we would be closer. I'm gonna give it a 1.5 because of the action sets that I spoke about, and I'm only giving it a 0.5 is that if you invested your 5 movies worth of time, you might as well settle up like I did. I invested 5 movies worth of my life into it. I'm settling it up, so I'm gonna give it the 5 because it's supposed to be the end, and because these last 2 have been so bad, I can only pray that this is the end. And that's why I'm giving it a 0.5 on the premise that it is the end. Now, if they come up with a part 4, I'm moving it back down to a 1 because fuck that.
I'm retroactively pulling it down to a 1. 10 years down the road when they inevitably do a part 4 or Jurassic Universe where fucking dinosaurs in space or some dumb shit like that because that's what Hollywood does.
Yep. All right.
I think before we move on,
ahead.
I think the most egregious part to this is that these people who make these movies think that we're dumb, and we're not dumb. I mean, most of you are not dumb. Some of you are not dumb, but y'all can make movies and that aren't dumb because we aren't dumb. And I take this one personally. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, but other than that, guys, thank you for listening and watching. Jason, do you have any final words for the people out there?
I know it seems like the opposite, but be kind, be considerate to people, and always tip your servers at least 20%, if not more, if you can afford it. But also, I apologize to no one. In the famous words of Conor McGregor.
Oh, man. Okay. Also, we'll talk about that off the case. But anyway, guys, remember to pick up your books, Children of Blood and Bone, July 9th, 8 o'clock. We will be in the building doing our book review of this lovely and wonderful book here. I'm gonna try to get the author on, but again, New York Times bestsellers, they busy as hell. But maybe we can get her on here.
Yes, sir.
Do some dope.
She's beautiful. Look at
they do a dope interview with us. I tried to get the guy on for Black Sands. I even listened to his live video and kept typing in, "Hey, we be doing our podcast. Can help us out?" And he never even addressed it. But look,
nope.
Brother may be busy. He may think that we bottom feeders and he don't want no time to deal with us, and that's perfectly fine. One day we may not be bottom feeders and we can get him on the show. And I'll remind him that I typed that and be like, "Oh, did you not see that?"
Yeah. We'll be the Mr. Tuesday Films.
Yes. Sunday's already taken. But thank you all. Remember to get up the book, and I appreciate you guys watching. We will see you next week. Peace. Also, I was going to say, I really was